Hello everyone, this is Jassy and today I am freaking lashless because I forgot my mascara at home. Like always, this is not acceptable, but today is not about my freaking lashes, it's about the E.L.F Acne Fighting Foundation. So every time I test out a new foundation, I love to do a little experiment where I used it first without a primer just to see how it works without a primer, and then with a primer, because most of the times there's no foundation that helps or that lasts me for a long time because I have big pores, oily face, bumpy face, freaking acne, and the only foundation that I'm able to pull out without a primer is the CoverGirl 3-in-1. It's that CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1 or something like that, that it's supposed to work as a primer and foundation and concealer. So for this foundation, I did that. I used it first without a primer, and I recorded in some other day these little clips where I showed you guys how the finish of it was without the primer, and then after 2 hours I did an update clip to see how my face was looking. And if you want to see that, then keep watching. So here you are able to see how it looks from one side where it has the foundation, and how it looks on the other side where there's no foundation. So this is a final finish, and I know this foundation is a little bit lighter, but it's all good. It has been over an hour and this is how my face looks like. Definitely the weather is not helping at all because it's super hot, and also I did not put a primer, so I'm hoping that next time I put on a primer it's gonna help and look way better, or at least last longer. So yeah, as you guys could tell, my skin did got super oily after like 2 hours, and I didn't like it. I was disappointed. I don't know, I was just very disappointed because it was more on the oily side, and I'm definitely not a person who can use an oily or more oily moisturizing foundation. And I used it with a primer, so here is the results of that. The primer that I used was the Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser from Maybelline. Almost forgot to mention that both of the times that I used the foundation, I set it with the powder from the Essentials line from E.L.F. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours since I've been wearing the foundation, and it has definitely lasted longer. I am not sure if it's because I used a primer or because also I gotta look at the fact that I've been inside. The first time that I used the foundation, I was out and about, out in the sun. It was very hot, like 100 degrees outside, and today it is pretty windy and very cold. It's crazy, I know. So here's a little clip from when I was outside, and yeah, it is still oily, but not as much as without the primer. So yeah, as you could tell, with the primer was a huge help, but the foundation lasted longer. So if you are looking for a foundation that you can use every day, and that is anti-acne, like it fights the acne, then this is a good foundation for that. I do not recommend it if you have very oily skin, but if you have a primer that helps you control that, and that is gonna help your foundation stay longer, then definitely you can go for it. And especially is like super affordable, was just $6, and yeah. So I used it for about a week and with the primer, and I didn't notice that it broke me out. Like I always break out anyways, but it didn't broke me out more than when I use some other thick concealer or foundation or whatever, I notice that I do break out more. But with this foundation, I didn't break out more than usual. So once I used it combined with the primer, it totally changed my mind. Like, I was disappointed at the beginning, but then using it with the primer, you know, changed my mind. I always tend to use a primer anyways, so I guess it's not a big of a deal. So definitely won't be like my #1 favorite foundation, but it's something that I know that in the future I can grab for if I want a foundation for an everyday use. And yeah, those are my thoughts on this foundation. I almost forgot to mention that this foundation gave me a light to medium coverage, and also almost forgot to mention that it contains salicylic acid, witch hazel, camphor, tea tree, and aloe. So that was all, my friends, from me to you. I hope that you guys liked this video, and if you did, go ahead and thumbs it up. Subscribe for more reviews like this and more makeup tutorials and all of that. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Makeup by Jassy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Kisses! So every time I am testing a new foundation, I like to make a little experiment. Don't text me. So every time I get a new foundation, I love to like play with it and do